We're here. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Spencer and Adele podcast. And we are coming to you together in person.
One room.
Not
rooms next to one another.
I know.
Very exciting. But
Yeah.
it's kind of a needed change because we're in the middle of big transitions and a big kind of a lot of chaos in the home here.
Yeah, chaos. The chaos is real.
We'll get into the details because I think we've mentioned to the world out there that we are going through this, getting ready for a big move to another country.
Yeah.
And it's made us very reflective of, especially this last year, of getting ready for one big change, but then it's like, wow, there's been a lot of change in 1 year. So we can unpack that a little bit because it's kind of pretty remarkable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we just wanted to share the things that we had to let go of. And it was quite a lot when you take a look at the past year, and just to let people know too that it's okay to kind of let go and maybe what to feel after you let go of so much stuff. And it's not even just the outward stuff too. It's like a lot of our thoughts and a lot of our old maybe conceptions of what we value.
Yeah, for sure. But before we get into all of that, why don't we just sort of run down the laundry list of the biggest changes? I mean, big obvious ones that both of us went through together is selling a house, moving into this place in a different neighborhood.
Yeah.
Becoming empty nesters, really.
Yeah. Kids moving out.
Yeah, and then also we can talk a lot about your...
Yeah, like going from vegan, like done being vegan after 14 years.
Yeah, Spencer was vegan for 14 years and
yeah,
he's not anymore. Very much not.
Very much not. We've gone the opposite way. It's been great. So for me. So
then just big changes in careers, really going into our businesses, all in sort of a lot of transition there as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you want to kick off with talking about
maybe just even point number one where I don't know, where to start. I don't know if we start back a year or anything, but one thing it's been really interesting in letting go of everything is just like that. It's just, am I going to be okay if I let go of these things?
Yeah.
Am I going to get overweight? Am I going to get unhealthier? Are we going to be able to survive? And there's all these irrational fears that came up if we talk about letting go. And I know it's been a philosophy that's been taught in a number of different cultures, especially the yogi philosophy of being non-attached to things. And it's when we can let go of things that we realize we have more room.
Right.
More, because with everything that we gather up, it takes a particular amount of energy.
Yeah.
And space and money.
So think about it. I'm just sort of, this thought is popping in my head that a year ago, that's October 2024, we were still in the house.
Yeah.
Busy packing up and letting go. And that was a big, so I moved to Boise 2 years ago. And when I moved from Chicago to Boise, I feel like I got rid of a lot. That was a big sort of purge for me, to sell everything that I had in Chicago, load what I had in my car in a little trailer, and that was my world, was driving to Boise with what I had. And then we lived in the house for a year. And then you had to go through a big sort of letting go of a lot of the stuff because you were in that house for a few years.
Yeah, and
so how did that feel?
Well, first of all, backing up to you, what you had to let go of in Chicago after 26 years there.
Yeah.
I
think that prepared me for all these other transitions. I'm looking forward to kind of settling.
Settling but not settling.
At some point, because it's been 2023, 2024, and now 2025. Moving. So.
Yeah. So constant moving all the time.
Yeah.
And I think the more that we have these things, they can really just anchor us down. The things do, but we do have to pull into just our love for one another and then trust and then kind of a faith. Those are the things we can kind of anchor down into. So yeah, moving out of the house, we had to go through all the different amount of stuff that we had inside of the attic and the amount of cleaning that had to go inside there too. And then like waiting for somebody to come and buy the house. That was definitely a difficult thing to do.
The unknown of, as well. I just remember feeling like, oh, you know, the house is on the market. It's kind of empty.
Yeah.
To look nice and clear things out, and sort of just energetically getting ready to be able to take off and move to the next place. But it was very that sort of that liminal space of not knowing how long we're going to be there.
Right.
That was a little unsettling, but I think we just had to, I don't know, for me it was just taking it one day at a time and staying present was helpful. But anyway, it makes me reflect, even though this is more than a year ago, of me moving from Chicago to Boise and letting go of stuff. I think everybody's different, and for me personally, I like the sense of freedom of not having too many possessions. Yeah. I've never dreamt of being in a massive house with stuff, because that feels very heavy to me. So moving from Chicago, yes, there was a lot of letting go, and it was emotional to purge and do my books. Oh my gosh, my books. Yeah. That was tough to get rid of some books, and that's one thing I have to go through again now, which I haven't done. I think that's going to be the kind of difficult, but I personally love the concept of minimalism, and I feel very light and free when I feel like I don't have a lot of stuff. Yeah. Which made that process quite easy for me. So I'm just, now that we fast forward to a year ago, and it was really all the stuff that was accumulating in your house that I moved into. Yeah. It was a bigger thing for you. So how did that feel at the time to just, I mean, there was one day that we loaded a truck and just went to dump stuff.
Did a dump and just dumped it all out, and that included like pictures of my old past life too.
And you love that. You were
really it was good. It was like really like letting go of everything, and I don't know. I just had to like make this switch. Like, what life do I want? Do I want the old life, or do I want to make room for something new? And when we went to the dump, it was like throwing away in the old, in kind of a respectful way. It wasn't just like really resentment. It was just like, you understand, I had to get rid of this stuff in order to let something new in. Yeah. You know, there's an old saying, it's like you can't make new wine in old bottles. You know, so to me, it was like throwing out, you know, all the old bottles so we can make new wine together, really, in a way. And then because our relationship together, that's going to bring about new circumstances, new wants, new needs together. Right? Yeah. So it was like that starting fresh and letting go of the template. Yeah. But it was just so surprising, the feeling I felt when letting go of all that stuff. It was like, oh my God, because I didn't realize how much emotional baggage is tied to the actual material baggage. Yeah. Something I didn't think about, and a lot of people don't think about. Yeah. 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 You know? Yeah. Because it came with a memory, like this old tea box that we had loaded with the kids' toys and stuff that it's all beat to hell. Yeah. So when I think about that is like all my kids' like toys and the memories of that, and moving it from place to place, from Japan to Germany and like back to the States, and finally like it's done and it's over. Right. So and you can hold the good memories. Sorry, I just hit my mic. You can hold those memories in your heart as well, and and also like when it comes to getting rid of stuff, like I've already made a pile. I love books, and it's hard for me to not buy books. But I've already made a pile now again of books that I had to get rid of. But I just took pictures of all the covers. Yeah. And that sort of gave me a little sense of comfort of I'm not going to forget about these books. Right. I can always go through, the memories, because I hold on to them because I read them and they meant something to me, and then I want them on my shelf. But do I really need them? I'm definitely not shipping them to South Africa. So that's why we had to go to Kindles. Yeah. You helped me with that.
Yeah. That's another way of just minimizing.
Minimizing? Minimizing?
Yeah, just
getting smaller.
I mean, we both love the actual feel of books,
flippy books, look at the cover.
But we took the plunge and got Kindles for this transition.
I think the bigger plunge was letting go of the books. You know, all the highlighted spots, all the stuff that we had to write in there. But anyway,
yeah. And also, as we're talking, I'm also thinking about how this is a reflection on our relationship as well, because I think we've mentioned this before, that we really feel privileged that we met each other now at this phase in life where we have more wisdom. We've fumbled in the past, and now we can come together and be really intentional about what we want to create moving forward.
Yeah.
And that does require letting go of the past, really healing the stuff from the past, being present with each other, and carving out this life together, sort of almost like a new chapter, a blank page. And yeah, if we're dragging things along with us in boxes in storage, that's just energy that's like why, it's sort of, it has a weight. For me, it feels like a weight. And that's why I like this feeling of, I literally feel lighter in my body.
Yeah.
With just having less stuff.
Yeah, and we got to thank Facebook Marketplace for that, helping us too.
Yeah.
With that.
Celebrating every little win, big win. I mean, sell all this, every sell.
Everything that we're selling, and just like, people coming by, and it's been constant too. Like every day someone's coming here for something, and it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
We've had some good people come here.
Yeah, I've had some good people, met some good folks, but again, just gathering up what we can to make our big move here soon. So, Yeah.
So we'll get into the big move in a minute. I think, like, just to get into more of the more personal transitions, like I think a big one to mention is the fact that you stopped being a vegan.
Oh, yeah.
Just touch on that.
Yeah, I stopped. It was really simple. I took up this job. It was working for that startup, Twin Health, and we were helping people through type 2 diabetes. And I didn't really understand a whole lot about that, of what blood sugar really was and what that meant. But I started looking into the research of why, what leads to diabetes, what that really means, and understanding how, if we're not understanding the role of sugar, that we're the amount of sugar we're taking in, raised blood sugar levels leads to insulin resistance. What's this thing called insulin? Well, it's this growth hormone in your body, which either grows muscle or fat, depending on what you're eating. And after getting tested with this group, my blood sugar was at pre-diabetic levels.
Yeah, and that was a bit of a shock, right?
Wow. I was eating like clean vegan for years, right? And
very clean. No junk food.
Not really, every now and again, but...
Yeah, but it was very home cooked, whole
cooked stuff, yeah. But there was just a lot of starch, and a lot of sugars, like the medjool dates that I was eating a lot, or the oatmeal that I was eating. A lot of fruit, a lot of fruit and grains and starches that I was really eating, because the protein I was even eating, that had to have starch in it too. And so like even the tofus and the beans and all those things too. And to each their own, really. But for me, I had to just it was undeniable proof. And I was like, well, I got to be able to eat for blood sugar, so that's opened the door to I think the first thing I had was like goat's cheese and on a what was it?
I made a wrap with roasted butternut squash and pesto and arugula and some lentils in there, but then I sprinkled some goat's cheese in. And
oh my gosh.
I will never forget that moment, because it was like as if your brain exploded when you took that first bite and tasted the goat's cheese.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
My brain was like jizzing dopamine all over the place. What's going on?
This is so good.
It was this, no doubt, there was this connection in my biology that I've been lacking something in this past 14 years, and it's just been denying that. And it wasn't until that moment, and then I started introducing fish and then chicken and then back to steak. When I just grew up with that, and salmon and eggs. That was gotta have eggs now. Yeah, and it was when we really realized this. I was just attached to this ideology rather than my own biology, and I was just like denying my biology and understanding. Just like, no, I got to do this. I was giving more, and again, not to downplay vegans or say anything about this with them or anything wrongly or offend anybody, but I was giving more. I was feeling more for a cow, some stranger cow, than I was for myself. And if I'm not taking care of myself, I'm definitely not taking care of my family, not taking care of you, kids, or anyone, really. And God bless that cow, right? But at the same time, I think the cow is just representative of this entrenched thought, this belief. No,
Right.
no, I'm still doing this for the cause. I'm like, what's the cause here? What are you trying to be healthy or happy? What are you trying to do? You know, and I definitely feel better.
And also
making that
like
switch,
just
but
listening to what your body wants, because
That's the big thing.
big thing
Yeah.
with my health coaching background is bio-individuality, and listening to your body, what actually feels good and what doesn't. And even
Yeah.
while you were a vegan, you still struggled with your weight quite a bit
Oh
as
yeah,
well. And
still, it wasn't, because I thought, okay, if I'm vegan, then I'm not eating meat, then I can eat more of whatever, and it really wasn't feeding the real issue. The real issue was I felt insecure. I ate when I was in pain. I ate when I was stressed, and then I was completely disassociated. My thoughts were disassociated with my body. So I wasn't feeling my body feel full. I was feeding my mind, because my mind was somewhere else.
But do you feel like just because you were vegan,
But there's that too.
you were healthy? So
I'm
you
vegan.
kind
I
of,
could eat it.
you
It's
don't
healthy.
even think about it. You kind of just disconnect from your body
completely
in a way, because hey, I'm vegan, so I'm good.
trusting I'm vegan, and I watched all these other documentaries. Oh my
Right.
gosh, all the documentaries. So if it's vegan, it's fine. And then you're just caught in, like, you're just sleepwalking through life. You're not really aware. It's really interesting.
I think just something that again, from with our background in health coaching, I think whatever dietary theory you want to adhere to, you will find evidence that it's the right way
Whatever
to do
it is, if it's
and the
keto,
other thing is the
carnivore,
wrong way.
whatever.
So at the end of the day, there's always
At the end of the day, it's just
research.
listening to yourself
But
and paying attention, and that's where being practical about that is going to allow you to just do this long term, to where it's not painful. It's just part of your everyday life, to where you're not thinking about it and stressing over it. I mean, how wonderful would it be to eat until you're 80% full, and then not worry about measuring,
right.
and tracking. And there came that process too. It was like letting go of all the tracking I was doing too.
Yeah.
Because I was mad on tracking everything. Like, I was like mad being crazy, but tracking calories and all those things. So I think that's good to a point. But
I think it helped you just with the transition, because after 14 years, you were like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen if I start eating other food. Let me track it. And then there's a little bit of control at least. But what happened? Like, how did what happened in your body and everything when you changed?
It's definitely came in phases. So once I started seeing the changes, it was like almost immediate going back to animal-based foods. And you even noticed on my back how the fat was just kind of coming off my back.
So the change was that you lost a lot of...
I lost the fat. I felt better. I had more energy. I had less foggy, like, grain brain, they say, so to speak. And that was semi-real for me.
Yeah, that was a huge shift.
But I think the biggest shift is that it really helped me not overeat, because I mean, the hormones, the ghrelin hormone that lets you know that you're hungry, more leptin was able to get kicked in, which is the hormone that says, okay, you've had enough.
Right.
When you're eating starch, that's like, that is severed, and you just keep eating when you're eating that starch. I could eat, you saw how many pancakes I could eat in one setting. It just would not, it doesn't trigger. But if you try to eat that much steak, or that much, you're like, no, man, I can't.
Yeah.
And
so I think that's also unique to you, though, because, like, I mean,
that helped.
Yeah.
Because I felt more satiated for longer.
Yeah.
So I could eat a small piece of salmon, some eggs, and vegetables, and then I'd be good for 4 or 5 hours. Whereas if I had oatmeal, I'm hungry within an hour, hour and a half. And then you got to willpower it and say, no, don't eat.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Another transition that's sort of linked to this is we're very thankful that Spencer got this job.
Yeah.
Because it opened this door to like, wow, because it was really that moment he was wearing a continuous blood monitor and realized, wow, my blood sugar levels are pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
It was a big wake-up call.
Yeah, you can't deny it. Like,
and then,
Then they got better, and then I was starting to do that job.
And then
they had me reading from a script, and
we don't
but it leads to another change. But that I had that job just so I could basically get my health in order. That's the bigger picture of it.
Yeah. And that also leads into our big transition into going to really put the corporate, the temptation and the pull to do something corporate, just to have that paycheck. We just let go of that completely, because it's, for both of us, we just knew that it was soul. It just killed our
soul.
soul.
It was really soul sucking. It got so painful to be on these calls for both of us.
Yeah, and because I was still sort of held on to a few hours a week of doing something for someone else, but it was just, my whole body would just be like, no, when I had to sort of go to that job versus working with my own clients and working on my own business. And we just came to a very bold decision earlier this year to be like, let's just be done and go all in. And even that was such a...
I think that was
that felt scary, but I think it was the anticipation of that was way worse than once the decision was made. It was just different energy, different drive, different motivation.
Yeah.
I felt that like there's no doubt in my mind that was the right transition, the right decision to make, because how I feel in my energy, in my body, there's not this dread.
What did you have to let go of in order to accept that switch?
Well, the fear of, this is probably a topic for another episode, but around money and just having that, because I've been through very tough times financially. So for me to let go of that, even as pathetic as that little paycheck was, because it wasn't that much time that I spent on that job. It was like a little security blanket, and there's a part of me that just said, you're not going to survive on your own, but I had to work through that and know that that's a big fat lie. And so I had to let go of the fear, really sort of meet the parts of me that were afraid, and I could give them compassion, because I have a history of trauma around finances, and which we'll get into in another episode. But but letting go of that and getting to the point of, and also again listening to that intuition was a big lesson again, because every day that I had to turn towards that job, it just felt like such a no. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't like this. This is not right. And I just knew it. And once I made the decision, and thank you for your support. It felt like, again, that light, free feeling of this is the right thing.
But you still did your job well. I didn't. I was like, let go, because when for me, it was like difficult to go through this, because I was reading from a script. It wasn't really coaching.
Right. Yeah.
Just reading from a script and running people through these slide presentations. And we did a call. We tried to get calls done within 10 minutes, and you get like a 5-minute break. You allowed 15 minutes to coach someone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
15 minutes. And then you'd go to the next one. You'd get like a 5-10 minute break, and we'll go to the next one, getting like 10 calls in a day, which is a lot of 10 different people, 10 different sets of issues that want to stay on longer, because they weren't ever longer. They were longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah. So it was
just on repetition and on repeat for like 6 months. And then it got to the point to where I remember just like stopping with a guy, and God bless this guy, just saying, look, I'm sorry. I just got halfway through the script, and I just, he's like, what's going on? He's like, man, Ken, what if his name was Ken? I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. You ever do something you just can't stand anymore, and you just hit the wall? And he's like, yeah. He kind of laughs. I'm like, hey, and I apologize. This is not against you, and you deserve better. And this program's great, but I just, I'm done. And after each session, after every shift, I would just tell you, I'm so tired of this, I
could see the death in your eyes.
It was like the death in my eyes. It was just so painful in my chest. It was weird. I've never been possessed by you are doing the wrong thing.
Right.
Stop it. And I felt myself ruminating too much and just complaining to you too much. It's just do it. Just be done. You gotta be done.
Yeah.
And I think this scary thing was just saying, do I trust myself enough that we can make it on our own? And just trusting. That was spooky, but we did it. Couldn't do it anymore. It was so weird.
I think that's a big difference between us. You can't hold things in. It's just came out all the time, where I was miserable too, but I would just suck it up and keep going, even though
I'm a baby.
But I don't know. But we got to the point. And again, a big transition, but it's going so well, and we just loving feeling like we full-time entrepreneurs, and it opens the door for us to move to Cape Town. So wow.
Yeah, it does. We are moving to Cape Town
because we can keep going from there.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
I just realized there's a big transition that we haven't even mentioned.
That we got married?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah. So, those who watch my podcast probably realize that I've mentioned it a few times, and we discussed it a little bit before. But yeah, that was a big decision.
It's been a big year.
So yeah, moving out, moving in, visiting Cape Town in February. Into February, which is the summertime
March.
down there, and we both were just like, "This is home." You know? What are we doing? What are we doing here in Boise when we could be here? You know. And remember that time we were driving along Chapman's Peak, which is this just gorgeous scenic drive overlooking the ocean and seeing the Cape. And I was filming it. I was filming the Cape, and I came around to Adele, who was standing right over here, and we both kind of looked at each other, and we both at the same time said, "Welcome home." And I was like, "Oh, it's so weird." And we
hadn't even talked about moving here.
No,
not at all.
Yeah, it just felt such like a homey feeling. And then, our little niece, Ornea, was just saying, "Please, you must move here. Pack your bags and come visit." And I'm like, I can't do that.
We've got to listen to her.
And then after a while,
she told us to be her neighbor. We have to be neighbors.
It just said like. It just kind of planted that seed in our head. It's like, what are we doing here? Let's just go out and live the life that we want to live, and from this example we're setting forth for ourselves, perhaps that can just kind of, we can lay the foundation for others to see how we're doing it and why, we're discussing it now too. Yeah. Not that we know everything, but you're catching us in the middle of all these transitions.
Yeah.
And just want to share what we're discovering, and perhaps that can just help a little bit just along the path and let you know that it's okay to make these changes.
And I think, because it's a big decision, and it definitely helps that all my family's there. But at the same time, you've been in Boise for the most part since 2001.
2001, yeah, really. Overseas for about 7 years.
The United States has been my home for 28 years. I've been away from Cape Town for 30 total, because I lived in London for 2 years before coming here.
Right.
So it's not like, let's just pack our bags and go. It's also all the details. But I think we've been very mindful of staying sort of grounded, and I don't know, just the rituals that we have in the morning.
Yeah, it really helped us for me, it really anchored down into the rituals and working on mindset and inner self-talk. And
what kind of rituals help you?
Definitely the journaling, like the morning pages from when you learn in that book, The Artist Way, and just like writing out 3 pages of whatever comes to mind first thing in the morning, so kind of like your subconscious can begin to get breath and air and breathe. And then just really monitoring and doing this different studies of manifesting the life you want, and then running into these different teachers that, again, we've heard these things echoed for time and time again. As within, so without. You create your reality. Your thoughts are things. Like all these things we understand. It wasn't until this year that we're like, I think I get it now. Yeah,
well, I think it's with a consistent practice of the rituals. Because I've been sort of, really studying this topic for a number of years now, but this is the first time that there's a morning like journaling. I sort of answer the same 10 questions every morning in my journal that helps me to focus on gratitude, and also what are the limiting beliefs or the negative or disempowering thoughts that might come up, and they're there, and the key is to become aware of them so that they can be so that I can flip them around and choose a more empowering way to think about things. Because fear and worry, I think we're human. It's going to come up.
Yeah.
But now, because I go into that practice every single morning, it's like, what am I worried about? Or are there any worries or fears creeping in? And then you just realize that it's something made up. It's
a story.
It's, if I want to make up a future that's not going to work out, then I might as well make up a future that is going to work out.
Yeah, totally. But because we're allowed, right? It's one of those things.
But then, but that's also deepened my trust and my faith that we are supported in this whole journey, and everything is going to be okay.
And that's what is allowing me to really let go right now. As I talk to you about this too, the more I've more accepting God in my life, and how weird that is, and kind of I feel kind of embarrassed about that.
Wow,
for
I'm
years.
surprised that you're saying that
I
on
said
camera.
it on camera, but it
yeah.
allows me to feel supported. I'm really using, working out my faith, knowing everything's going to be okay, that infinite intelligence is the supply that we all get it from. It all stems from our imagination. The things that we imagine happening for us do come into the world, and we see them into the world of effects. So and we're involving ourselves in practices to really entrench embody it, to have these things come to fruition and come to happen. But it's now that I'm having worked on my faith, and it's done nothing but help me in my life. It's strengthening our relationship, and I can show up as a happier man, as a man of more service, and having more courage. And I just have more to give from this, rather than I don't have to worry about hoarding things, whether it's ideologies, whether it's stuff. So if I can let go of these things, it's the ultimate minimalizing, knowing that you're supported with your partner, and with infinite intelligence, God, whoever you want, whatever name you want to call it, the ultimate good. So that's allowed the big shift for me.
So was there something you didn't realize you were holding on to? I'm just reading I have a couple of notes here. Was there something that you realized that you were holding on to, and now that you have to let go of it?
Yeah,
I think we touched on that ideology, all the dietary theories. We can kind of.
I think it was just ultimately just a fear. I think it's just straight up fear. Yeah, and perhaps an anxiety, and I've heard it said before, is anxiety is just fear that you're not aware of, or you're not really focused on. Anxiety is really general. You don't really know what the boogeyman is, right, until you really focus on really what is the thing. And when you can look at the exact thing, we can kind of begin to, is this a rational fear? Is this really happening right now?
100% truth.
Right. And it's not until I think you break into understanding the power of awareness, like where are we at right now? Right. Well, we're okay, we're breathing, we're here and now. And for most of our entire lives, it's always been like this. Yeah, with some adventures along the way. But for the most part, it's just our thought of the thing is worse than the thing itself. For a lot of it. Yeah. So
I think a big realization for me is, with the practice of awareness, I realized that over the years, I've been more anxious than I thought I was. Even sort of at night, I'm like, why do I have insomnia? I'm not lying around thinking about stuff or worrying about stuff, but then it's in my body. It's so deeply buried. But now that I'm becoming more aware of it, I can come back into that felt sense of right now I'm safe. Right now everything is okay.
And two, just to kind of explain how that naturally helped you dig more into exercise, throughout your day. You get up and moving more, you have this creative energy you have. And that's when you started running and going out for more walks and more hikes. And I just thought that was really, interesting too, how we can naturally begin to move more throughout our day to get better sleep, without having the thought of I need to exercise. It's like you want to get out and you move your body so you can arrive at sleep a little more tired. And
and I think I like that. The reason why I'm like, wait, what did you I'm trying to sort of see what you're seeing, or think of how you're seeing it.
Your body was really tense at night because you're
I'm go.
You're go.
Yeah, because back in there was a year that I was very active, and I remember just sleeping really well because I did the triathlons and stuff a few years ago. But I think that moving to this neighborhood too, we live in Hyde Park in Boise, we can walk out the door and into the foothills because it's so accessible. It's like, why wouldn't I start my day with a morning walk, getting fresh air, getting sunlight into my eyes, and having that sort of 20 minutes. It's
the environment's very helpful.
Meditative sort of walk. And then we often do evening walks together, especially in the summer. It was because the days are so long. And just with the knowledge that exercise is just a good on so many levels for
Absolutely.
us. Whether it's just physically, mentally, all of that. So yeah.
Yeah, I just bring that up too because it's like sometimes people would make it. I know I used to make it harder than it needed to be. So just naturally moving, and more intuitively eating.
Yeah.
And intuitively sleeping and getting rest when you need rest. It's like you can arrive into like a healthy state without trying and white knuckling and willpower and all those things. And I think that's been the biggest switch for me is to just trust myself that I know that I've eaten enough, and when my mind and body are back on board. You saw now I'm not eating all, there's sometimes I leave food on the plate now because I feel like my body is full.
Yeah.
My mind is connected with my body. So mind and body are one here. There were so many times where my mind was always hungry because it was always stressed. It didn't matter what the body, it shut off to the body.
Right. Yeah.
So now that's in alignment. The food has gotten easier, and that's what I'm looking forward to help working with guys with, just continue just intuitive eating, intuitive exercise, doing the things you want to do, creativity, all that.
And that's all back to that connection with your body, and that's, where links to my work is really cultivating a relationship with what is happening from the neck down, not just up here.
Yeah.
How is this part of your body communicating to you?
95% of your
all the time. But yeah, I think just to sort of come to a close, if some, we're talking a lot about transitions, big ones, small ones, if
medium ones.
Yeah, what would you, if someone else came to you with going through a big transition, is there any sort of words of wisdom? Yeah. Or what's helped you that you would like to pass on to someone else?
Number one is just seeing the bigger purpose. When you let this go, what do you want to invite into your life too? Just understanding to me is like looking, is this going to be part of my bigger purpose, this thing that I'm holding on to?
Okay. Yeah.
And just noticing what happens when you're even it can start small, like letting one small thing go, and then is there a physical sensation to that there too? And it definitely helps having support, relational support, even social support too. Help. People that are, when you're wanting to make these changes, it's important to understand the people that you hang around with too will either allow you to let go of things or not, really too. So paying attention to your environment, that's a big thing as well.
I love that you mentioned that, because it is so helpful to have conversations with people that you trust, a person that you can trust, asking for help, asking when things feel heavy. It's sometimes just nice to bounce ideas off each other. And that's what that's part of our morning ritual, is we sit and we kind of journal together, we read together, and sometimes through journaling or reading, things pop up, and then we sit and chat.
Listen to this line.
And it's always over a good cup of coffee.
The coffee is always... cup of coffee, dark roast, this light roast.
Yeah.
Anyway, if any light roasters out there watching, we do apologize. Everyone's allowed their tastes. Yeah.
Be very judgy.
I'll tell you, our big picture, though, we want to open up our own coffee shop. Someday, that's big picture. Yeah.
If it can be a dream.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's what how about you?
Yeah, with big transitions, I think it's normal. I don't want to feel like you have to bypass all the letting go being difficult. There's, it's activating, because it's a lot of that ending certain things, which can be activating to us. And when I say activating, it can bring up emotion or sensations in our body, or stress or sadness or whatnot, grief, allowing space for that, not trying to be like, white knuckle it through, thinking I've got to be strong and okay and I can't feel anything. So normalizing the fact that we are human, we feel, we have this nervous system that responds to our environment, and when our bodies love our systems, our brains and our nervous systems love what's familiar. And when we go through a big transition, it's letting go of a lot that's familiar. So it's normal that it is stressful, or it can create stress, but then notice and create rituals that support your body to know that in this moment you're fine. Take it, maybe break it down to one day at a time. And also tap into that sense of you're not alone. There is something bigger supporting you.
Absolutely.
And because that can bring a lot of regulation into our systems too, just to be able to feel supported, have that feeling of no matter what, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and just to warn people too, and just one other thing that's happened too is like you'll probably lose friends. You know, person out there might be wanting to take on a new identity, a new position, you know, and the letting go of things too. You might have to let go of past friends, past people that in your life because they don't really necessarily support growth.
Yeah.
You know, and that's happened too.
We've
you
had
know,
that happen, yeah.
And so don't be surprised if something like that happens. And no, there's nothing wrong with you in that situation.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult thing to kind of deal with. For
and that's
sure.
also
And
like
that's why
being
it's
open to the grief of some
because
people.
it might not just be things; it might be people.
Yeah.
Family members. You know, it might.
Maybe.
But again, know that. You know, there's an infinite supply out there too. That's just saying that maybe one door shuts and another one's going to open for you.
Yeah.
You're not going to be left, you know, desolate out in a desolate, you know, area all by yourself. You are going to invite something else in. It's just that's the exciting part.
Yeah.
What is it?
And then also in partnership, being open to sometimes saying, "Hey, I'm really struggling today," or you know, leaning on each other, asking for help, asking for support, saying, "Hey, I need a hug right now. I just got rid of 20 books. Help, give me a hug." And then I think it's sort of deepened our sort of, because we have to keep communicating to one another as well as we making decisions. And
you got to do it.
Yeah. So.
I mean, there's no denying. I mean, if it's not with your partner, it's got to be with someone. You have to communicate. We're not an island unto ourselves. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Well, we'll keep you posted.
We leave.
When we leave in 3 weeks from the time of this recording, more or less, and we'll try and sort of get footage, stay up to date, share, bring you all along this journey. Yeah, because so you might see this. It won't be here much longer in this background, and we won't even have a special ring light or any of that stuff too. It might be on the go. We might be in the airport, a coffee shop in Cape Town. But just appreciate you being here. We care for you just like you care for others. And thanks so much for being here. Appreciate you. Let us know if you have any comments. Comments, any questions. Come say hi. You know, we're starting out here too, so let us know what maybe resonated for you and maybe a topic you'd like for us to discuss with you. And are you going through any transitions right now? Oh yeah, let us know. We'd love to know. Help us, help you. All right.